Hey everyone, this is Rachelle. Thanks for clicking on my video. And today I decided to do something a little different. I wanted to just come in and not talk about anything in particular, just talk about me, who I am, and what made me start doing YouTube. Um, I was looking at my numbers on YouTube and I am almost at 2,000 subscribers, which I never even dreamed that I would ever reach that point. I also noticed that I have over 500,000 views, which in itself is astounding. Um, what made me come in today is when you're doing YouTube, you get a lot of positive feedback and you get a lot of negative feedback. Um, you get people questioning why you're doing a certain video or your stance on a certain video or just your opinion on things that go on in the world. And you also get these people that tell you to get a day job, like you've never worked in your life or, whatever or why ever they tell you to do that. So first off, and any of you who have been watching my videos, you know I've said all of this before, but I will repeat it again. So I am Rachelle. I am 51 years old. I live in Ohio. I have 2 kids. I have a son that's 29 years old, and I have a daughter that is 21. Let's see. I am single. I was divorced a few years ago, and I date occasionally, but nothing serious. As far as my work, years ago I used to be a corporate travel agent, and it was with American Express. I might as well go ahead and say that. I was going to try to leave the name out, but what the hell. I used to work for American Express. I worked for them for almost 10 years. I was able in that job to travel to some very fun places in the world, and I loved being a travel agent. But with the decline of the airline industry after September 11th, and a couple other things that happened during the economy in 2008, I decided to leave that field because, business travelers weren't traveling. I did not book Disney trips. I booked business travelers. I didn't do like leisure travel, like you couldn't call me if you were going on vacation. Okay. And after I left that field in 2008, in 2009, I started working in the healthcare industry. I used to work for Blue Cross. I worked for Medicaid for a time. And then I moved to a company that manages health benefits for self-employed employers. In that position, I worked as what you call a care coordinator. And basically what we did is we advocated for sick people. So say you were dealing with a minor or even to a catastrophic illness, you would call us and we would do everything for you. We would call your doctor, help you set up appointments, just anything that you needed for us to do to help you to make your healthcare journey easier on you. That's what our jobs were. I've even helped women who could not afford to get bras when they have had double mastectomies. I work with them to help them get bras that normally cost anywhere from $200 and up. Get bras to help them feel womanly again. I had this one lady that called me crying, and she couldn't afford to get her 4 bras, which would have been over $800. And I was able to call the American Cancer Society and get them to work with her to help her get some bras that were only $35. And Of working at that job, I think that one was one of the ones that touched me, because after I did that for that lady, she called back and she spoke to my boss, and she explained how I had worked all day calling different places to try to help her get bras unbeknownst to her. I didn't want to call her back to let her know that I was still working on it after she had cried on the phone, because if I wasn't successful, I didn't want to get her hopes up and then have to call her back and say that I couldn't help her. So when she found out that it was something that I continued to work on even after we got off the phone, and I was able to find a solution to her problem, she was very thankful. And she called back and, told my bosses. Now, I did that type of work for like almost 10 years. And here recently, like anyone who's watched my video, I found myself on the other side of this healthcare thing. No longer am I the advocate, I am now the patient. I had recent spine surgery that didn't go well, and you guys have all heard me talk about, the issues that I'm going through with my spine. Since my surgery in April, I've had a lot of things go on with my health. It's like once one thing starts, then you get a lot of other stuff going on. I guess because I'm, in my 50s, I could expect some things that I never experienced when I was younger to start happening now that I am in middle age. But one thing I can say is, because I helped people for years, I know that, you know, working claims and trying to pay medical bills and dealing with doctors and, all of that is something that takes a lot out of you. When you're not able to get the medication that helps treat or make you feel better, it takes a lot out of you. I'm glad that when I did my job, I did it thinking about if it was me, if I was going through this, or if it was my sister. Or when I worked for Medicaid, I actually worked for Medicare also, and I worked with a lot of elderly people, and I took my time and I was very compassionate to them, because I have a grandmother, I have a mother that's dealing with health issues, and I always wanted to be that person on the phone that didn't rush that person off the phone, didn't make them feel like their issue was too small for me. I wanted, when they got off the phone, every question that they could ever think of, I answered it, or anything that I could help them with to take the stress off, dealing in this, health journey. I could take it away so that they could focus on just getting better or learning to deal with, what they were going through. I have friends here on YouTube that are dealing with medical issues themselves, or they are the caregiver for someone who's, suffering through a major illness. And I know what that feels like. I have been that person at their health insurance company that is helping them deal with it. I have been on the phone calling doctors, arguing for my clients, get this to us now so we can get that done for this person. So I take great offense when someone that's in my comments asks me, what is my day job? Now, since I've had my little health episode, I told you guys a couple months ago that I actually was terminated from my position. And with that came a lot of, let me make sure I say this correct, anger, resentment, and disbelief, because the job that I had, I was the person that would have helped me, you know. And when you work in positions like that, and you are in a health crisis yourself, and you're out on disability, and you're trying to deal with your crisis, and only to find yourself without a job through no fault of your own, it's because your body is just not getting better in a lot of time that disability gives you. Now, anyone that has been rolling with me knows that I'm still out on long-term disability. Um, and I am seeing a neurosurgeon here in October to continue to try to understand and find out what's going on with my spine. So that is a little bit about me, just talking and, you know, answering one of these trolls who came on my channel, who I had to kind of get together. As other YouTubers have said, and you guys have to excuse the noise in the background, it is 70 degrees today in Ohio, in my city, and I have all my windows in my house thrown up. I've cut that air off, and I just want to feel the breeze blow through my house. But what I was saying is, as YouTubers, we're people too. And when you come on our channels and you dictate to us what we can and cannot talk about, like I told this YouTuber that made a comment, or I'm sorry, this troll that made a comment, there are thousands of channels out there that you can watch. Most YouTubers, they put a title on their video. And pretty much that title, unless they're doing clickbait, tells you what that video is about. If there is something that I don't want to watch, or something in that title turns me off, I don't watch it. I won't watch a person's video and then go into their comments and say negative things about them or tear them down. That's just not my MO. I even have fellow YouTubers that I love them. They make me laugh. But sometimes when they do videos, I don't always agree with them. But one thing that I do is I respect them. And I respect their passion for whatever topic that they want to talk about. And even in those videos, the ones that I may not always agree with, I always find something in that video to say, well, you know what, I agree with him or her on this one, or I can understand why they feel that way. Rachelle is a very open and forgiving person. As I've told you guys, I love to laugh and I love to be silly. Being middle-aged has not taken my sense of silliness away. I just love to laugh. It makes me feel good. My best friend Celeste, man, her and I have had some hilarious times where we have laughed to literally we've almost peed on ourselves. We have worked together for several years, and we would be at work just, cracking up over things, and no one would know what we were talking about, but it was that shared little secret that made us even laugh harder. And if Celeste could tell you anything about me, I like to be silly, to make jokes, and just to be fun-loving. Now, there are times when, what's going on in the world makes me step out of that silliness and comment on what's going on around the world. Like I said, I have 2 kids that are out here trying to live their lives, and I'm concerned about the world that they live in, and I'm going to speak on it. There are shows that I watch on television that I have an opinion on, and I'm going to speak on it. There are, a multitude of things that as a middle-aged woman, I have an opinion about, and I'm going to speak on it. Now, the thought that there are almost 2,000 people that find anything that I say interesting is, I mean, my kids, they would think this is hilarious. I mean, I'm just, again, just astounded that that many people have subscribed to my station. I thank you so much. And this time when I hit 2,000 subscribers, I'm gonna try to do something special when I do. I can't promise anything. You guys know that I've been going through a lot these last 4 months. Actually today I don't actually feel good, but I just was looking at my comments, and sometimes when you're not feeling well, um, and you you're sitting here and you have this channel and you don't feel like making a video, but you do read through your comments and you try to comment back to people because you know you're not able to come on camera and be bubbly and stuff, and then you run across these trolls. And I used to wonder why other YouTubers would even address them, but now I understand. I think what it is you get so many of them that at first you try to ignore them, and then eventually you say, well, you know what, I'm going to respond to this one or that one. Now, I'm not going to be the type of person at all that responds to these normally. 99% of the time, I just don't read them. If I see it's going a certain way, I stop reading and I ignore them. I only block and delete the ones that are attacking other subscribers or other people who have viewed my video, or they're being just downright nasty, or they're a blatant racist. I just won't have that kind of stuff on my channel. I'm not going to say that I'm always positive here lately. You know, I have to find reasons to laugh and joke, and because when you're hurting, which I am about 70% of the time, you know, when you're hurting, it is an effort and it takes a lot of strength to wake up every day and try to be positive and try to laugh. That takes a lot of energy. And I don't really talk about that often, you know, how I feel. I try to come on here and talk about things that are going on in the world that interest me and I think might interest people. I try to come on and be funny, and you know, but sometimes, you know, you're sitting here and you don't want to be funny. Today I was not even intending on doing any type of video. I told y'all my son done bought me a damn rocking chair, so I actually was sitting in my rocking chair preparing myself to take a nap in a little bit so I can watch this damn debate. But I was reading through my comments, and just a couple of them I was just like, whatever, you know. And I have some really, really sweet people. I mean, some of you guys are so darn sweet. A couple of you, I think I would be friends with in real life because you are always uplifting. This one lady, NYC Chocolate, I think that's her name. She is on everything, and I just love her. There's Kimberly Frazier is always supportive. My friend Shelly S_Hutchison, I don't care what nobody say about her. That girl watched my videos when I had 5 subscribers, and I like her. I just like her. She's really supportive, and I know she's going through some things too. So I stay out of the beef. I like people for who they are. I can be friends with 2 people who don't like each other, and I will let both of them know. And my friends will tell you this. I have girlfriends that can't stand each other. But I always tell them, you know, I like you, I like her, and I'm going to stay out of it. But I'm not going to end my friendships with either one of you just because you don't like each other. That's just who I am and who I've always been. I don't really have enemies. I'm trying to think. You know, no place, even this job I just left, I still have people blowing up my phone and asking me how I'm doing. Do I want to go to lunch? Do I need anything? Can they come over and bring me anything? No job have I ever left an enemy. Um, I could have hated people at the job. I know one job in particular. It was me working in a two-person office. And let me just tell y'all, I couldn't stand that girl. I couldn't stand her, the person that I worked with. But you never know who you might run into in your life. And to this day, this girl still hits me up on Facebook, still, comments on my posts, on Facebook. And I don't think she even knows that I can't stand her, because I knew I had to be with her 8 hours a day. So I didn't want to make it more miserable than it already was for me. So I would go in and put on a brave face and, just do what I had to do. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. So what else can I tell you about myself? Okay, all of you guys know well, some of you know that I love to make candles. I know a lot of you have asked for me to make some, but I just don't feel good. I make stuff for myself personally because I always got to have something, some type of candle burning in my house. I even make the little melts for the warmer, so I'm always either burning a candle, or I have a something in my melter melting, because what I find now when I'm not feeling good, it soothes me. It soothes me. So like if I go downstairs, I'll turn on my warmer while I'm downstairs. If I'm upstairs, I like the glow of a candle, so I have a candle burning upstairs. I like to read a lot, and I've always been a big reader. I told you the story about my kids saying that I used to have them in the library for 5 and 6 hours when they were little. Now, they exaggerated. I did have them in the library, and it probably was 2 or 3, but it wasn't no 5 or 6 hours. They tripping. They have selective amnesia. Oh, okay. I am the oldest of 4 kids. My brothers and sisters, I always talk about my brothers, but I do have a little sister. My brothers are Sam, he's next to me in age, and then there's Kevin, he's my youngest brother, and then my little sister's name is Sharice. Anyone who watches this, they know our family. That was stupid. I don't even know what I just said, but they know my siblings and how much I love them. Let's see what else. I have a big old tender heart. So if I watch your videos and you are talking about something sad, trust me, Rachelle is sitting here crying. If I watch something sad on television, it could be the smallest thing, y'all. I just have a big old tender heart. I am not a difficult person to get along with. Because I'm the oldest, I think I was raised to go along to get along, to be like a peacemaker or something. A lot of times when I was younger and my mom had to work, once my mom was single, I was left to care for my younger siblings. So you learn a sense of responsibility and level-headedness, and I think I try to be that person. I'm also a person that likes order in their lives, in their life. I hate when things are tense or stressful or disorganized, and I always tell my son that when your home is disorganized, when you don't plan things out, that your life is in chaos. So I'm also a big planner. I have notebooks of shit that I done wrote, that sometimes I'll find a notebook and I don't even know what I was talking about. But I just knew I had to write it down, or I have a planner in my phone, and I just plan out everything. It helps keep me sane, I guess. And pretty much that is it. This mostly was about, these trolls, because sometimes, like I said, when you read that stuff, you not only want to reach through and shake someone and be like, you're hiding behind this computer, and you get to say whatever you want to say to us as YouTubers, and we're not supposed to say anything. But like I said, I'm not going to be commenting on that stuff. Why should I be raising my blood pressure, commenting on these crazy ass people? And also, like I tell all of them, you do not have to watch my video, you know. If I lose you as a subscriber, it probably was better off because you don't like me, and that's good, that's okay, because where you lose one, you gain another. Someone else might be down for what you're talking about. So to me, see you later. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna be worried about who does or does not like me. I do this because I like doing it. It's fun to me right now. It's something that I can sit in this damn rocket chair and rock. And if I feel like coming on camera when I feel good, I can. And if I don't feel like it, which I notice that I get more views when I'm not on camera, which is saying something to me. So I said I was going to roll with this not on camera and come on camera maybe once a week, But I don't know. As I feel better, I might do it more. And for those of you, the ones that when I say I don't feel good, don't feel like you have to, say, Rachelle, get better, or I'm praying for you. I don't do it for sympathy. I just do it to let people know where my head is, what's going on in my life. I appreciate you watching my videos, so I want you to get to know me as a person and not just a voice on YouTube. I don't say that I'm going to let you into every part of my life, but some of you, your comments are so sweet for you not to know me that you can't help but to, as you see these same people commenting and leaving really nice comments all the time, you cannot not address that. And I'm so sorry that I don't remember everyone's name, because there are a couple of you and you know who you are. What is the one lady? I cannot think of her name. She told me about her 5 daughters. She knows who I'm talking about, and we commiserated over having daughters and how daughters have a lot of mouth. I cannot think of her name. Oh my God, I feel so bad. But she knows who she is. I think she's so funny and just sweet. There have been a couple guys also that have commented and left little comments, and it's surprising that they watch my video. I don't know, y'all. I am going to get out of here. I just figured I'd come in and tell you a little bit about who I am, and say that I want to do something when I reach 2,000 subscribers, but it depends on how I feel. And I'm not trying to say I have any type of catastrophic illness or anything, but I just haven't felt good for a few months now. And it's odd when you have been otherwise healthy the rest of your life. So it takes some getting used to. I guess that's what I should say. It just takes some getting used to. And with that, everyone, I've been running my mouth for almost a half an hour. But I just wanted to say thank you for the over 500,000 views. And also thank you for where I am. I'm very close to 2,000 subscribers, which I cannot believe that. Y'all, I cannot believe it. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all watch this debate tonight because it's like a showdown. All right, take care. Bye bye now.